Hi, my name's Joel and I'm actually going to be here today to teach you how to make an omelet. Now I'm not only going to teach you how to make one, I'm also going to teach you how to flip it. You might be a little nervous, but to tell you the truth, it's actually pretty simple. In fact, by the end of today, I'm pretty confident you're actually going to know how to do it yourself. The omelet I'm going to make it for you today is what I like to call a traditional Western omelet. What I'm going to be tossing into it is going to be green pepper, red pepper, a jalapeno pepper, some red onion, Roma tomatoes, some eggs of course, cheddar cheese, and just a little bit of parsley. Now, to get this all started off, what I'm going to first do is just dice the vegetables down really finely. Now that we're done prepping all of our vegetables and putting them in a small dice like so, we can actually focus all of our attention basically on the eggs. What we're going to need is 3 large eggs right now. You just want to beat it together until the eggs get just a little frothy, so you get bubble pop on the top. Which is going to be right about there. Now we can worry about heating up on the pan. After you get the pan going on the heat, you just want to add a little bit of butter. What typically ends up working out for me is roughly about a tablespoon. You want it to go all the way around. This is going to help when we end up flipping the omelet. So therefore, you just want to get a nice, good grease base basically between the pan and what is soon to be the eggs. Once you get that all going, next step is you can start sauteing your vegetables. Now, the key thing here is you actually don't want to add too many at once. The thing is though, you just don't want to overburden the omelet. What I've found is if you add too many, you end up just making scrambled eggs with onions, peppers, and everything. It's still going to be good, but it's not going to be an omelet. Alright, so what I do is I just take a pretty good pinch of the ingredient, or just enough to get a nice little pile in the middle of the pan. After that, you can just shake it up. While those actually begin to saute up, what I'm going to do is come over here and dice up some ham. That's all good now. Alright, so right now you can hear the vegetables are just starting to begin to sizzle. Once you hear that, just take a rubber spatula and start swirling them around the pan. Once you hear a good sizzle in the pan, you can start smelling the flavors coming together. You can actually add some ham. I want to take a big handful of ham, just drop it right into the pan. Alright, so you're just going to let this cook off for a couple of minutes, maybe 1 to 2. All you want to do is just let the vegetables get warm, take in some heat, slightly cook, become al dente, and then from there, we can add our egg mixture, and we're going to have ourselves an omelet. Just coat the back of it. You actually want the egg to actually start to cook on the very bottom of the pan. And then once it starts to stick and everything's going together pretty well, what I like to do is just bring the spatula right around the outside of the pan. This is going to keep it loose and keep it from sticking. And also, it's going to give you a symmetrical omelet. Alright, you can actually just let this actually sit for a couple minutes and let the bottom cook through. When the bottom actually cooks through pretty well and you get a thick bottom, you can actually start pushing the omelet up and pull it and letting the egg mixture come back down just like this and let the egg go right back under. It gets rid of all the egg mixture on top, which allows you to flip the omelet later. Alright, it's been just a couple minutes and the bottom is getting brown now. So it's perfect time to flip. Just move everything out of your way. And the thing to do here is just be confident. If you go into this and you're not confident, there's no way the omelet's going to come out. What you want to do is have a slight motion upward. And that's what's actually going to do. The omelet's going to come up, flip over, and hopefully land flat in the pan. Just like that. Just let it cook down, and during such times, what we actually do is we're going to reach over here. We're going to grab the cheese that we ended up shredding up earlier. We're going to come over and just sprinkle it on top. And actually, we're not actually going to melt the cheese inside the pan. What we're actually doing is just going to cook the bottom of the omelet, and then when we fold it over, the cheese is going to get folded in between, and it's actually going to make, well, just a normal omelet. Let's go over here and grab ourselves a plate. Alright, it only takes a couple seconds on the other side, and I mean that. Right when you can move it again, you know you're perfectly fine to fold it out. And you just want to fold it right over like that. Now we have ourselves a perfect omelet. Now we come over here, and I like to finish it off with just some diced tomatoes, like so. Then I grab just a couple sprigs of fresh parsley, sprinkle that right on top. And then from there, I just like to go over one last time with just a little bit of pepper and a dash of salt. And what you have yourself there is what I like to call a perfect omelet. Enjoy.